Good evening, Dub Nation. This is your nightly Warriors Watch, where the journey never stops, the hope never fades, and the fight is far from over. Let's get straight into the heart of the storm. The Golden State Warriors just dropped Game 2 on the road against Minnesota, and it wasn't pretty. A 24-point loss. Yes, 24 points. But before you start hitting the panic button, let's zoom out. They stole Game 1 in Minnesota. Mission accomplished. Because when you're on the road in the playoffs, the goal is to grab at least one. And the Warriors did just that. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the man, the myth, the legend, Stephen Curry. He's barely touched the court in this series. Almost 0 minutes. And from what we're hearing, he won't be back until at least Game 5. Maybe longer. Without Steph, everything changes. The offense? It sputters. The ball movement? Choppy. The three-point shooting? Off target. In Game 2, the Dubs shot just 9 of 32 from deep, that's 28%. Meanwhile, Minnesota lit it up from beyond the arc, draining 16 of 37. A night and day difference from Game 1. That gap. That's the Steph Curry effect. Without him stretching the floor, defenders collapse, spacing dies, and scoring opportunities vanish. But this is not a time to dwell on what's missing. It's time to talk about who showed up. Jonathan Kuminga. JK. The return of the future. After a shaky start to the playoffs, Kuminga finally exploded. And when I say exploded, I mean ignited. He dropped 21 points, grabbed 6 boards, and injected life into the roster like a defibrillator to a fainted heart. He slashed, he sprinted, he soared, and every time he touched the ball, he looked like he wanted to make a statement. JK is back. Not just back on the floor, but back in the narrative. Back in the spotlight. Back in the fight. And it couldn't come at a better time. Because Buddy is here too. Buddy Hield, who had dropped a scorching 57 points across Games 1 and 2 combined, came into Game 2 expected to carry the load with Curry out. But under the bright lights of a fired-up Minnesota crowd, Buddy cooled off, just 15 points on 6 of 16 shooting. He hit a couple of threes, but it wasn't enough. It felt like he was trying to find his rhythm in a storm. Still, Buddy's got that bounce-back energy. And Game 3 at Chase Center? Don't be surprised if he lights it up again. Now let's move to the veterans, the soul of the team. Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler. Draymond, well, he was Draymond. And that's not always a good thing. He picked up yet another technical foul, yes, another one, and shot 1 for 6 from the field. His defensive intensity is priceless, but the lack of composure is starting to become a liability. He's now dangerously close to a suspension. And the Warriors can't afford to lose another leader. Jimmy Butler? His night was head-scratching. No Steph on the floor. The team begging for a leader. And Jimmy, playoff Jimmy, took only 13 shots. That's right. 13. When the Warriors needed him to take over, he shrank. Criticism is flying, and it's deserved. This is the moment Jimmy was built for, and now we need him to be that guy. Game 3 is his chance for redemption. Now let's talk consistency. Gary Payton 2 and Kevin Looney, GP2 and Loon. The reliable heartbeats of the team. GP2 brought his usual energy, guarding the perimeter like his life depended on it. He chipped in 9 points and 3 steals. Every possession he's in feels like a street fight, and that's exactly what you want in the playoffs. And Looney? Mr. Consistent. He didn't stuff the stat sheet, but he grabbed 10 rebounds and provided second chances. In a team gasping for offensive oxygen, second chance points are gold. These two? Always solid. Always ready. Always Warriors. Now, here's where things get real. Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski. 2 young guns. 2 wild cards. If Moses remembers who he is, that big shot, big moment, high IQ two-way threat, the series could flip in a heartbeat. But in Game 2, he was tentative. 2 points, limited impact. The spark just wasn't there. Pods, on the other hand, had an odd night. He was the only warrior with a positive plus-minus. That's right. The only one. But on offense? He went 1 for 4 from deep and seemed hesitant in the paint. He's got to remember who he is too, the rookie who doesn't play like a rookie. The guy who sees angles, manipulates space, and finds the seams. If Pods finds his groove, we've got another X factor. And speaking of X factors, let's talk about the others. Quinton Post started Game 2. And then he blinked, and the Timberwolves were on a 13-0 run. Coach had no choice but to yank him. Post just couldn't keep up defensively, and his jump shot refused to cooperate. As of now, he's likely unplayable in this series. Brutal, but true. Pat Spencer. High energy. High effort. But impact? Minimal. It's becoming clear, without Steph, the margin for error is razor thin, and the bench must do more. Still, with all this said, here's what matters. They got Game 1. They have home court now. They've been counted out before, and every single time, they rise. Because this team has something others don't. Belief. Belief in comebacks. Belief in culture. Belief in each other. Now let's take a look at the stat sheet for Game 2. Jonathan Kuminga, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 8 of 13 shooting. Buddy Hield, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 of 8 from 3. Draymond Green, 4 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 of 6 shooting, 1 technical foul. Jimmy Butler, 12 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 5 of 13 shooting. Gary Payton 9 points, 3 steals, 4 rebounds. Kevin Looney, 2 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. Brandon Podziemski, 3 points, 5 assists, 1 of 4 from 3. Moses Moody, 2 points in limited minutes. Quinton Post and Pat Spencer, 0 points combined, minimal floor time. Yes, these are the numbers. But numbers never tell the whole story. Because there's something brewing in the Bay. JK is back. Buddy is ready. Draymond and Jimmy? They're not running from the fire. They're running into it. GP2 and Loon are anchoring the ship. And if Moody and Pods remember who they are, this team can finish what they started. They've been here before. They know how to win under pressure. They know what it means to wear the blue and gold when the world doubts them. So here's your reminder, Dub Nation, the story isn't over. It's just getting good. Game 3 is coming. The lights will shine brighter. The Chase Center will roar louder. And the Warriors? They'll be ready. Because this isn't just about basketball. This is about belief. This is about legacy. This is about heart. And the heart of a warrior never stops beating. Stay tuned. Because the best chapter might just be the next one. This has been your Warriors Watch. I'm signing off, but the battle is only beginning. Go Dubs! And here's the key takeaway from the channel: delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, which offer the potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide.